services and wastewater. This project, the Rhythm Project, is being developed using low-impact development techniques. Some of those low-impact development techniques, Linda and Mike both have mentioned, 50% of the site at a minimum will be left as open spaces, and that doesn't even count open spaces that would be in individual home lots. So there's going to be a large amount of open space left on the property. And we're going to be using a variety of stormwater treatments that have a goal of maintaining the natural water flow processes on the land and maintain the existing hydrology. And it's important to us to be able to retain that stormwater to use as recharge in the aquifer. Our wastewater treatment plant is going to treat the water to advanced wastewater treatment standards, which is probably unprecedented in this area. The water that comes out of our wastewater treatment plant will actually meet drinking water standards. Most of us would probably not be interested in drinking it, but I assure you people down in South Florida drink water that's this quality or maybe even not as good. But we are going to be treating our wastewater to advanced wastewater treatment standards, and we're going to use that wastewater to minimize our need for irrigation water on the road right-of-ways and in some of the common areas. We expect to use all of that reclaimed water for irrigation purposes. We've got a number of water conservation measures that we're implementing, all of the Florida-friendly landscaping, all of the WaterStar criteria, both residential and commercial. And so we expect to do everything we can to minimize the amount of water we have to pump out of the ground. We are having vegetative buffers both around the boundary of the property and also around all the wetlands that run through the property. The Water Management District has asked that we meet outstanding Florida water criteria, even though the Econtina Creek has not been designated as an outstanding Florida water, nor have the creeks that run through our property, but they've asked us to still meet those criteria, which, you know, we've looked at what we had planned to do anyway, and we feel we're already easily going to be able to do that. We are monitoring for water quality, and we also have recently agreed to also do some monitoring to monitor the drawdown of the wells that we would put in. And we're very sensitive to the fact that our property is adjacent to Water Management District properties and the kinds of activities and environmental sensitivity on those properties, and we're conscious of that and hope to have access from our property to the Florida Scenic Trail, which is on the Water Management property to the south of us. I have a couple exhibits I want to put up. If I step away from the microphone, will you still be able to hear me?
There you go.
Okay. Okay, these are some exhibits I don't believe that you've seen before that we developed as a result of concerns we heard expressed by the public in some of the neighborhood community meetings that we had. And we did present these exhibits when we had a workshop with the Board of County Commissioners, but I want to kind of explain what it is that I'm showing you here. This is a slice through the county. Over here is Jackson County. Over here is Bay County. The Bay County proposed well fields are proposed in this area. And our site is right here. This is our site right here. And you can see from this area here is the aquifer. This is where the water is all down here. And you can see that the topography of the land changes very much when you get into this part of Washington County. On the eastern part of the county, we have the sand hills over here, which you don't have in this part of the county. And we also have this confining layer in here. Now I want to, the next graphic I'm going to show you zooms in just on our site. But I wanted to show you this to put that in perspective for you. And what we have here is, this is just our site. It's a blow up of just our site. And this would be one of the wells we would propose to put in the ground to meet the drinking water needs for our community. And we're planning to have our wells be a minimum of 750 feet from our nearest property boundary. We are going to have more than one well so that the drawdown from any individual well will be minimized. And we are also going to put some monitoring wells between our wells and the property boundary so that we can see what the actual impact would be on neighboring wells. Now, what we have calculated so far is that the drawdown at our well is going to be approximately when you get 2 foot away from our well, the drawdown is going to be 1 foot when you get 500 feet from the well. So we think beyond 500 feet from our well, the drawdown will be minimal, substantially less than 1 foot. And that's at 500 feet, and we're planning to be 750 feet from our closest property boundary. Okay, and I'll, if you have any questions about water, wastewater, water resources, I would be happy to answer those. Otherwise, I think I'm
I do have a question. You mentioned the outstanding water.
outstanding Florida water.
Florida water. I'm not quite as familiar with that. What were the standards?
The Water Management District, in their letter to the Regional Planning Council, suggested that the developer be required to meet the outstanding Florida water quality standards for stormwater treatment. And those standards typically require that you provide 1.5 times the treatment volume that you would otherwise provide. And the Ecopina Creek is not an outstanding Florida water. Those are specifically designated and contained in rural. And I don't even think you have any that are designated as such in Washington County. Are there any other questions?
I got a question on the aquifer.
On the what?
The aquifer,
Yes.
is this the same water that the wells that Bay County is tapped into? And what effect will that plus yours have on the area? I mean, that's a concern for us right now, in Washington County,
Right.
especially in that area.
Pull this back up. On this one. You know, we have not studied, and I'm not prepared to answer any questions about the impacts of what Bay County has proposed to do, and I know that's somewhat in flux. So I'm not really prepared to address what Bay County's doing and what those impacts might be on Washington County. But I will tell you that what we're proposing to do clearly has less impact to Washington County than what Bay County's proposing. And it has less impact for 2 reasons. One, because of the difference in the geography of the area where our site is compared to the area where those proposed Bay County well fields are, and also just the volume, the sheer volume.
What is the volume? What's your
For us?
figure?
It's under 700,000 gallons. I think it's 692,000 gallons at build out. And that's based on the level of service that you've established in your comp plan.
Well, we're, of course, concerned about the drawdown of Bay County's actions if that takes place. And how concerned are y'all about your water supply if that happens?
I would say we are very eager to get to a point where we can make application to the Water Management District for a consumptive use permit. Did you want to add something?
I think that, if okay, the point is that if you're looking at, excuse me for the record, Scott Henderson, Henderson Planning Group, if you're looking at the location of our property, the location of the wells, we are at least 10 miles away from where they are talking about their water as well. So we are drawing down in